As I always say, I'm not endorsing or condoning the use of any substance whatsoever. These videos are made for educational, informational purposes only. Anyone who uses the substances that I talk about is doing so at their own risk. I am not responsible for anything that happens if people decide to do this. Talk to your doctor if you think this is right for you. Good morning, everyone. It is day 4 of our microdosing experience, so let's mark that on the calendar. So it's already been, 3 days now? First day of dose and then 2 days without. And it's been a success so far, as far as I can tell. There's been a lot of clarity, as I mentioned in the other videos, where the mushroom seems to wipe clean any fog or haze in front of my eyes and allows me to see things a bit clearer. And I think Terence McKenna talked about this when he mentioned about mushrooms themselves, and like smaller doses tend to have visual acuity tied to them, making you be able to see better or farther. He was comparing this with hunter-gatherer tribes back in the past when they would come across mushrooms and eat them. If they ate small amounts, they would typically have better eyesight, be able to see farther and clearer than most of the people around them. Not so much that I'm hunting anything, but I am being able to see things clearer. And not so much in the physical sense, although I do think it adds a bit more of a crisp edge to everything that I'm seeing, and I think that's pretty cool. What it has done for me so far, as I've mentioned, of course, is help to clarify my thoughts, my brain working processes and stuff, and helps me to see things a bit more smartly, a bit more knowledgeable, and with more clarity. It's been a real benefit to me, actually helping me get things done. Today I have some editing to do on the videos from day 2 and 3, put them together into one. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot that I have to do, I don't think. I gotta fold laundry, but beyond that, nothing much else. I might be diving into a new project today with more videos. This whole channel is supposed to be about self-discovery and help, and helping deal with a lot of things that go on in life that I've dealt with myself, how I've managed to cope with them and to work with them and to heal through some of them as well, sharing that information with you. The new project is part of that, and I'm hoping to see it take off pretty well, because it's such a, I don't want to give away too much, but it's a topic that a lot of people have issue finding help with. It's something that I think will benefit a lot of people, being able to see things a bit differently, interpret them a bit differently, and maybe find better alternatives, better solutions. And yeah, I hope it works out really well, and I think you guys are gonna like it. So I'm not quite sure what else to say, so as I did with the first day, I'll take my dose and then I will come back and let you know if there's any difference between the flavors or anything, and then I'll go back to doing what I was doing. Half an hour later, come back, report, go back an hour later, and then just as the day progresses from there, like I did the first day. You know how this works. So I'm gonna go take my first dose right now, and then I'll come back and let you know anything about it if anything does come up, and then from there we'll go see where we're at. So we'll see you in a little bit. So I just took my dose. It same flavor as before, same notes as before in the way of the mushroom flavor and so on. All we gotta do now is just sit and wait for, I'll give it the half hour, come back and report, and then I'll give it the hour, come back and report, and then whatever happens for the rest of the day. So I'm off to work, and we'll see you in 30 minutes. So we are about half an hour in, give or take a couple minutes. I don't feel any different really, maybe a little bit more alert, but nothing crazy. I did notice, like I haven't eaten since like supper yesterday, like 5:30 or so. I noticed when I took my dose this morning, it kind of made my stomach go a bit, just because it was the only thing in there, and I felt a little bit kind of, not really uncomfortable, just kind of but that dissipated rather quickly. Beyond that, the flavor was the same. Yeah, it was all the same basically. So I guess we'll give it another half an hour and we'll see where it goes from here. Come back in around 10 and we'll go from there. I'm starting every day at the same time, every dose day at the same time, like 9 o'clock, just to keep consistent. So every dose day at 9, I'll take my dose, and by 10 I'll be done reporting about it, and then we'll go on from there. Anyway, you know the drill. We're gonna continue from here. So about another 25 minutes or so, and I'll come back and I'll report what's going on. So stay tuned. Well, here we are at the 1 hour mark. I don't feel any different. Like, there's no tingles, there's no vibrations, there's no weird something going on in my body that I feel any different because of the dose. I do feel a bit more tired, actually. I know that the mushroom itself can cause yawning and whatnot, and maybe that's just all it is. I feel alert as well as I did before. I feel that this is the start of what happened on day 1, where I'm wide awake and ready to go. Even though I am yawning quite a bit, I feel that I'm still alert and focused and primed, basically. I know for a fact if I sit down here and work on my computer, I'm going to get quite a bit of work done. I'm probably going to have a video edited and ready to go. I'll probably be able to do some more editing on other things, even start the new projects and get them going fairly well. Like, if I were to sit here and just work, I know I would get a lot done, and that's amazing to feel. Before I even started this microdosing thing and I wanted to start something or do work, it took a lot of effort to actually get me to sit here and focus enough to do whatever I needed to do and not be distracted by my phone or by videos or by games every 10 minutes. The fact that even just now I sat here for about half an hour doing editing is a big jump, which is awesome. Like, there was no distractions, no nothing, and I'm loving it. So I'm going to go back to work editing the video, and then we'll see what happens with other projects that are coming up. And yeah, I think it's going to be a very productive day. I was watching back through the content I made for September 2nd and 3rd, noticing that there's been a lot of realizations come up where I'm paying more attention to the thoughts I'm having and the thoughts I've had, the memories I've got, and so on. Paying more attention to those things and extracting from those lessons that I could use to help me benefit myself as time goes on now. And that's really awesome, being contemplative, being able to be that kind of person and look at the things I've done, the choices I made, the things I've said, and so on, and pick and choose the lessons that are in those things and apply them to life now is something that I really haven't done in a while. And I feel that the dosing has helped with that, helping me to put those pieces of my mind together to be able to do that, which this does. The mushroom does shut off certain points in the brain, as I said in my first video. It shuts off certain connection points and then connects them other ways, so that parts of your brain that are talking over here can talk to pieces over here that they never really talk to. And that's really cool. And being able to see that happen firsthand, real time, is amazing. This really helps me to see that there's benefit to these things from firsthand experience, seeing how well they work with the mind, even on such small doses. Seeing how well they work with the mind and how much they can impact even that much on such a small scale is wow. I think this really helps to cement the fact that the bigger doses are the way to go in a lot of cases. And I'm still a bit unsure about it, but I'm so much closer now to being able to say I'm ready for a bigger dose. But there's still that kind of like, well, what about this and this, and freaking out and blah blah blah. My brain is trying to protect itself because it doesn't want to change. It doesn't want to accept that there could be things different than what it's experiencing right now. I think seeing this and watching these videos over again as I edit them and learning more and more as I do, I think it's going to be a big benefit for my brain as well as my body and my soul, my spirit, whatever you want to call it. This is one of the best experiences I could ever have. So I'm loving it. Every single day is awesome, and I'm learning something new, and I cannot wait to continue this. But anyway, I've just rambled a whole bunch, I realized, and so I'm going to go back to work, and if anything changes through the day, I'll come back and let you know, but if not, I'll see you this evening. Well, we're here at the end of day 4, and it was a really off day today. I'm going to call it a cheat day. It was a dose day, but throughout the day I felt frustrated and angry, because I'm not so much angry, just like, fed up and whatever. But I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but our fridge stopped working recently, and so we've been trying to get a new fridge or a replacement fridge from the landlord and whatnot. But I brought the fridge I have down here in my man cave. I brought it upstairs, and we put some of our groceries in there to keep them cool. But I've been off today. I don't know why. Like, it started out fine. This morning was great, and then I started doing stuff with the fridge, and I had to move some stuff around, and I just got frustrated and kind of upset. It's just been a weird day, and I just don't know what to make of it. But because of the day I had, I kind of broke my own rules, and about 5 o'clock or so, I used my cannabis. I was feeling so off and so awkward and so just tense and just, I don't know how I could describe it anymore, but it was just like a tense, tight feeling. And I, without thinking, just came downstairs to my man cave and used my cannabis. Shortly after, I was very relaxed, which was great. I don't think it tainted any of the results from the day, just because the dose was so small. It was probably in and out of my system long before I used the cannabis. But I didn't stop there. I moved into drinking, unfortunately. I'm now on to my 4th beer, and I've had a couple mixed drinks with the wife as well, and with the cannabis too. I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm also feeling pretty blah about the fact that I did this on the dose day. But I also have to be mindful of what I need in the moment, regardless of what's going on. If I pay attention to how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and everything else, I'm more apt to notice when I need to take those breaks, to step away from situations and just calm down and not reach for cannabis or a beer or whatever. And I think in doing that, I'll be more able to cope and deal with a lot of things. And I don't know if I would have noticed that without the help of the mushroom, honestly. Because I get so in my head and in the moment all the time, it's so easy for me to be like, well, just smoke some cannabis or drink a beer and you'll be fine, it'll be cool, whatever. But I don't want to have to rely on those things to get me through the things that I'm dealing with. And so I'm grateful that I've been able to see what I've been doing. And even though I don't feel bad about what I did, because I just did what I needed to do and it helped, and that's fantastic. I do kind of feel like about it, but I don't need to feel bad about it because it happens. It happens all the time. So I think it was there to show me that even though the past few days have been fantastic, there's no telling what every day will be. And even if it's a day of my dosing and everything is so impactful the day of, there's still going to be times where something's going to get in the way, something's going to affect me. And I think this might even relate to the bigger doses as well, if I move into those. Regardless of how I feel at the time, regardless of how much my setting is set up and everything else, there's still going to be the possibility that something else could happen to bring a bit of a downer to the day. And so I need to be a bit more mindful of that and don't let it just hit and affect me so much right away. Take time to analyze, why is this happening? What's going on? What is this trying to show me? And then from there I can move on to, okay, well, how do I deal with this? How do I make this better? And everything else. That's kind of what I got from it, which is kind of neat, actually. I just came up with that because that makes a lot more sense now that I think back to it. I'm very grateful for this whole experience. I'm very grateful to the substance. I'm very grateful for the fact that I have the chance to experience this and to be able to share it with people too. That really means a lot to me because there's a lot of times where I've gone through things and I've had no idea what I'm doing, and I've been afraid and scared, and sometimes I didn't even follow through. And I feel that I have this chance to share this experience with people, to show them what can happen and how to handle some things and be of a help and, a guidance for those people who are searching. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share that. So if you're finding help in these videos, I'm very happy for you. And if you do have any questions, of course, I'm always around. Drop some comments and let me know. But I'm just so excited to be able to have this experience and share it with everybody here. So I'm happy for the experience. I'm happy for the ability to share that experience with people too. And I hope that people who are watching these videos are getting something out of them and being able to be helped by them. I hope I'm able to give good advice to people. As I always say, I'm not endorsing or condoning the use of any substance whatsoever. These videos are made for educational, informational purposes only. Anyone who uses the substances that I talk about is doing so at their own risk. I am not responsible for anything that happens if people decide to do this. Talk to your doctor if you think this is right for you. I can't think straight right now. I'm sorry. It's been a weird afternoon, evening, so I'm going to go relax and go to bed, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry for the weird ending to this day. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, there's always a thumbs up, and a subscribe as well even would help. It helps get the videos out to other people, as well as keeping you up to date with what's going on in the series. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening, day, whatever time it may be for you, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.